So with that, now I request Mrs. Savitri Parekh to just share her experience in terms of relaxation SEBI has provided, and in terms of raising the funds what the Reliance has come across. So to you, ma'am. Hand over to you, ma'am.
Sure. Thank you very much, Mr. Vishal. First of all, I would like to thank NISM for affording such a beautiful opportunity. And at the outset, I would say that this particular phase of relaxations that we've seen from SEBI, as well as the partnering role played by the stock exchanges, has been one which has been completely industry focused. And as was also mentioned by Pradeep Ramakrishnan a little while ago, there have been a lot of proactive steps taken by the regulators, which has certainly helped the industry. Of course, we are going through trying times, but at the same time, all these measures are certainly quite helpful and are quite welcome. Let me talk more in terms of the experience that we've had. As you're aware, our board resolution the board meeting was held on 30th of April, and therefore the date of the board meeting was 30th April, and our date of allotment was 11th of June. So in less than 45 days, the entire process was completed. This was completely possible only on the backbone of a digital economy and a digital process, I would say, which was also, as was also mentioned by Mr. Pradeep Ramakrishnan, facilitated because we could send out notices through email. Let me now talk in terms of the issue per se. There are three main components which one needs to remember when you talk of any issue in particular. Let me talk in terms of the rights issue. You have a reach out which you need to do to all the shareholders. And from a shareholder's perspective, there are two questions which need to be answered. How do I apply? How do I pay? The other aspect which one needs to also bear in mind was that this was the first time that we had RE trading, which was done on the floor of the exchange. So therefore, there was an additional element which had to be considered, and more particularly in terms of involving the shareholders, making them aware of this. And I would say that going by the experience, it was fairly good in the sense that we kept engaging with the shareholders. We kept sending out emails, SMSs to them, as is also provided in the circular of SEBI, and as was also mentioned by Mr. Pradeep Ramakrishnan, because this was one area where people had to be made aware, and the shareholders had to be made aware of rights entitlement. Just to give an example, just when the rights entitlement were initially credited to their accounts, there were few letters that we received saying that we've not paid the money, why have you given us shares already? Well, it was not actually shares. And the same thing, when the REs were debited after the closure of the issue, we got letters saying, I didn't do anything, why did you redeem my RE? And I haven't got any money. Also, one must also bear in mind that while ASBA as a process has been well established in the public issue market, that is in IPOs. While there is this circular of 22nd of January 2020, a full-fledged rights issue with ASBA process supporting it, RIL was the first to do it. And we also received a couple of letters where people said, your issue is over, we haven't got credit as yet. I paid through ASBA. And every time you told them that there's no credit to be given because it is ASBA, the letters kept going on and on. And ultimately, one of the seniors from my team spoke to the person and said, check your debit first. And that's when he said, hey, I'm sorry, there's no debit, so it's okay, the matter is closed. What I'm trying to say is engaging with the shareholders, involving them, creating awareness was also a larger piece. And we had to do that. And that was not specifically because of COVID-19, but at the same time, it was also one of the other points which one had to factor in. Let me go on to the outreach. As the circular is very clear, it provides for different methods and modes. So one is you have email addresses, which was facilitated. We could send out emails based on the email addresses. We also then sent out SMSs because we had the mobile numbers of the shareholders. Apart from that, there were, of course, newspaper advertisements, although print media is not actually functioning in several parts of the country, but then you also have e-paper. Apart from that, we also um, had short advertisements on radio because that has very good reach. And because of all this, we got applications from several cities in the country. If I remember the figures right, it's more than 750, which clearly shows. And also, in terms of advertisements, we ensured that it was all in regional languages also, apart from English and Hindi. And of course, even on TV, we ensured that it was advertised heavily. We ensured that S-bands and Ashton bands were all put up on TV in different channels. We also ensured that apart from the statutory newspapers, we published ads in several other papers. So this ensured that there was proper reach because the purpose was to ensure that we reached out to the shareholders. Coming to the next question of how do I apply? It is a fact that shareholders are comfortable signing on a piece of paper. So not having a piece of paper and applying online through ASBA was something where we again had to uh, talk to some of the shareholders. Wherever we received calls from them, we explained it to them. And I personally received a lot of calls saying, hey, ASBA is very easy. And we also ensured that the banks were spoken to so as to ensure that the ASBA process was as smooth as one could have it. So one was about how to apply without having to fill up any forms. And of course, we also had to provide for an alternate mechanism because while while shares cannot be transferred in physical form, we still have physical shareholders. That's a reality, and there is no bar or ban on holding of shares in physical form. And hence, these physical shareholders also had to be considered. And these physical shareholders would therefore have found it difficult to go through the ASBA process. And the SEBI circular very clearly provides for a time window. What we also found is a lot of these physical shareholders did have uh, demat accounts, but they were holding these shares in physical form. In which case, we ensured that wherever possible, the REs were transferred to their demat accounts if the details were given to us. And otherwise, we enabled them by having alternate payment method. UPI was also found to be a good method for payment to be made. And of course, people who were adept at ensuring that it was properly linked to the UPI account used UPI. Of course, there were these limits in terms of UPI and the rest, but those are the other issues which one tackles as you go along. But these were the different payment methods which were considered, and we're also given another payment option through our registrar, which was also very well received. So to sum up, the question was of outreach, creating awareness on how to apply and how to pay. And once these three were taken into account, yes, it was a process which was well enabled on the backbone of a completely digitized mechanism. And it's nice to note that today in the situation of work from home, as was also being mentioned by Mr. Avishkar, you are able to connect, do as much as you would have. Of course, the physical boundaries are no longer there. Everybody is reachable. There have been days when I wondered as to whether it was a Monday or a Sunday and realized that it was actually a weekend. Those days didn't really matter because you were moving towards ensuring completion and closure. It's a beautiful experience in all, is what I would say. Thank you very much.
Thank you, ma'am, for that sharing your rich experience about raising of funds and other issue which you face in Reliance Industries.